Hi viewers, warm welcome to my class. Today I am going to explain the lesson Deep Water, written by William Douglas. It's a lesson from Flamingo, class 12th English Core. Let us move to the next slide. Let us know about the author. William Douglas was born in United States of America in 1898. After graduating with a Bachelor's of Arts in English and Economics, he spent 2 years teaching high school in Yakima. Later, he continued legal career and became the youngest judge to the Supreme Court. He was a leading advocate of individual rights. He was a friend and advisor to the President Franklin Roosevelt. Hope you followed. Now, let us have a glance at the title. The lesson Deep Water is an excerpt taken from Of Men and Mountains by William Douglas. It is an autobiographical account of the author's deep aversion towards water and his personal journey towards overcoming that fear. In this lesson, Douglas recounts his childhood experience of drowning and conquering of his fear of water. Hope you followed. Now, let us pay attention on narrator's early childhood experience. The narrator had developed an aversion to water from the beginning. When he was 3 or 4 years old, his father took him to the beach in California. He stood with his father in the surf when the waves knocked him down and swept over him. He was buried in water and was frightened. This became a terror in his heart at the overpowering force of the waves. Hope you followed. Now, let us see his swimming experience at YMCA pool. Swimming in the Yakima River was quite dangerous. Even his mother warned him against it. Then the narrator felt YMCA pool was safe. He got a pair of water wings and went to the pool. He gathered confidence and tried to paddle with his water wings by watching the other boys. He did this 2 or 3 times on different days and began to feel at ease in the water. Hope you followed. Misadventure at YMCA pool. Let us see what is this misadventure. Once the narrator was alone at the pool. He didn't dare to go to the water alone. Then came a big bruiser of a boy, probably 18 years old, picked him up and tossed him into the deep end. Oh my God! What happened then? He landed in a sitting position, swallowed water, and went at once to the bottom. He was frightened, but not out of his wits. Hope you followed. Now let us see what happened when the narrator was tossed into water. Narrator grew panicky. The narrator tried to come out of the deep water, but failed in his attempts. He grew panicky. He was suffocating. He tried to cry, but no sound came out. He had lost his breath and went down endlessly. He was paralyzed underwater. He jumped with all his force, but his arms wouldn't move. He cried for help, but nothing happened. He was in a state of forgetfulness. He became drowsy, unconscious, and nearly reached the state of death. Finally, the chap who tossed him saved and said that he was only fooling. How sad. Hope you followed. What is the effect of fear in the narrator? Let us see. For days, the narrator was constantly haunted by the fear of water. He never went back to the pool. The fear stayed with him as the years rolled by. Whenever he went, the haunting fear of water followed him. It ruined his fishing trips. It deprived him of his joys of canoeing, boating and swimming. Hope you followed. Now let us see what the narrator did to overcome fear of water. Hired an instructor to overcome fear of water. Finally, the narrator employed an instructor and decided to learn to swim. He went to the pool. He practiced 5 days a week. The instructor used belt and rope to teach swimming. He taught the narrator how to exhale under water and inhale above water. He repeated the exercise hundreds of times. He also taught him different strokes such as crawl stroke, breast stroke, side stroke and back stroke. At last, he became a complete swimmer. Hope you followed. Now let us see how the narrator conquered the fear of water. To overcome the fear of water and to gain confidence of swimming alone, the narrator went to Lake Wentworth in New Hampshire and dived off a dock at Triggs Island. He swam 2 miles across the lake to Stamp Act Island. The fear fled and he swam on. Finally, he had conquered his fear of water. Hope you followed. Now focus on the message behind deep water. Deep water is just not a childhood experience of terror and the conquering of that fear. It has deeper and larger meaning. William Douglas conveys the message of hope, struggle and determination. There is terror only in the fear of death. Roosevelt had rightly said, all we have to fear is fear itself. Douglas has explained both the sensation of dying and the terror that fear of it can produce. The will to live conquers all obstacles. It wins over all terrors and fears. Hope you followed. And that's all, viewers. Thank you for watching this video. Do not forget to like, subscribe and click on bell icon. Thank you very much.